Hey guys, Sak here from sakitech, and in today's video, we are going to be talking about why I'm switching to the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra. For the last year or so, I've been switching between three different smartphones. Most of the time, I was using the S24 Ultra, then I went to the Fold 6 for a little bit, then I used the iPhone 16 Pro Max, but then finally I went back to the S24 Ultra. Now that the S25 Ultra is out, I was thinking of sticking to the S24 Ultra as my personal device. However, after spending some time with the S25 Ultra, I am definitely switching to it. In this video, I'm going to tell you guys why. There is 5 reasons, so let's go over them one by one. Now, at the end of the video, I'm also going to address the S Pen situation. But first, let's talk about the 5 reasons I am switching. Now, the first reason is the cost to upgrade. Because the deals right now are insane, I was able to go from the S24 Ultra to the S25 Ultra for only $400, and at the same time, I got the Samsung Galaxy Buds 3 for free. So let me show you what that looks like when you're building the deal. Now, if you decide to build a deal, make sure to click the link down below. The link below is an exclusive link, and just by clicking it, you are going to activate this exclusive $50 Samsung credit. So without this link, you would end up paying $50 more. So anyway, click the link down below. So let's build the deal. So S25 Ultra, that's what I'm choosing. I'm going to say, get me the unlock model, and then I'm going to go for the 256 gigabyte model. Now, when I click on the 256 gigabyte model, you can see it says, get $150 Samsung credit. $50 of that is because you clicked the link down below, and $100 is from Samsung, so $150 total for the 256 gigabyte model. So let's use this as an example. I'm going to scroll down. I'm going to say, give me the titanium gray color. But here's the magic. When I scroll down to Samsung trade-in, look at this, guys. It says, do you have a trade-in? I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say mobile phone. Yes, my device is eligible. And if I scroll down, I'm going to pick my model. Again, you can do Samsung, Apple, whatever. I'm going to stick to Samsung because that's the one I used in my trade-in. So look at this. The Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra, you get an instant $900 discount. Same for the Fold 6. Same for the Fold 5. Even if you trade in the S23 Ultra, they'll give you $750 discount. Now, in my case, I did the S24 Ultra, and I said yes. I also said no to the Samsung Care Plus, but that's going to be up to you. But if I scroll down, look at this. The Samsung Galaxy Buds 3 Pro is normally $250, but with my $150 instant credit, it's 100% off. So it is $0. So I'm going to click on it, pick the color that I want, as you can see. Okay, let's just say white, tap on add. That's part of my deal. Now, when I scroll down, look at this breakdown. The S25 Ultra is $1,300. I got $900 trading credit. Then I got the Buds 2 Pro for $150, but then I got my $150 discount. That's a Samsung credit. And now I'm paying $400 for the brand new phone and Samsung Galaxy Buds 3 Pro. And then click on pre-order and complete the deal. Now, this is one of the biggest reasons I am upgrading. But again, let's move on to the next reason I did the upgrade. So that's number 1. Number 2, I am really impressed by the performance of the Snapdragon 8 Elite processor. Let me quickly show you the numbers. I ran a bunch of benchmarks and it's blowing me away. Alright, the first thing I want to look at is the graphical performance. So I'm going to go to 3D Mark. Alright, 3D Mark here and 3D Mark here. And what I did was I ran a test, Wildlife Extreme Test, which is a recommended test for this device. So I'm going to tap on this guy. Now, first and foremost, you can see the numbers. We have almost 7,000 here and almost 5,000 here. So it's 2,000 points ahead with an average frame rate of 41. On this one, it is 30. Now, when I scroll down, you can see this went from 16 all the way up to 51. And this one was 17 to 37. So this is significantly better performance than the S24 Ultra, even though the S24 Ultra is still a monster, but that just shows you what a monster the S25 is. And if you look at this one right here, that's the wildlife. They're both maxed out, but if you look at the details, this one minimum, we had 100 frames per second, and it went all the way up to 183 frames per second. On this one, the minimum was 51, so that's almost double, and the maximum was 144. So definitely big improvements in the graphics. It's going to be almost 30% faster. And then if you look at the Geekbench scores, all right, this is also pretty crazy. Let's go to history, pull up the ones that I just did recently. 24th, that was on the 26th. The multi-core score, this one right over here, is 40% faster than the S24 Ultra. S24 Ultra is still a monster, but we have a new monster in town. And then the single core performance is 35% faster, 3102 versus 2169. I just want that, okay? I want the maximum performance. This one is slower than the iPhone 16 Pro Max, which was bugging me. This one is faster than the iPhone 16 Pro Max, and that's what I need, all right? Now, the next thing I was not expecting is the actual display quality. Something is happening here. Let me take you to the table. I'm going to set all the display parameters exactly the same on both smartphones, and I'm going to show you guys the quality of the display has gone up. And because display is something I'm looking at all the time, I just want the best that's available. So let's go to the table. Let me show you what's going on with the display. All right, so first let me set all the display parameters to the same values. So I'm going to go to my settings right over here and here. Okay, we're going to scroll down, go to display, and then scroll down, go to display here as well. Now you can see the brightness is approximately the same. If I scroll down, adaptive motion smoothness on both, eye comfort shield and adaptive color tone turned off on both, and the screen mode is vivid, and if I go into advanced, it's the same exact value. So that's that. And if I scroll down, and if I go to screen resolution, it's also the same. But even though you don't see it, there is a difference here. And the difference activates when you are in the QHD+. Now when you're here, it's all the same. Same, not same. This is not same. What we are having here is we have this feature that is known as Pro Scaler, which is going to upscale my display quality for basically everything. Photos, videos. Now let's run a video, and then I'm going to pause the video, and we are going to inspect the details. But there's one more thing I forgot here, so we're going to set that as well. Okay, so if I go down here to advanced features on both of these smartphones, all right, and if I go down, we are going to keep the video brightness to normal. You can do bright. That just makes it even brighter. We're just going to keep it at normal on both. All right, so let's watch the video and inspect the video. All right, so here's the video we're going to play. We're going to make sure it's at the highest quality. So I'm going to go to my settings, settings, okay? You can see the quality is 2160. And here, we're going to go back over here to advanced, and we're going to choose 2160. Now, when I play them both for a second, they're going to adjust themselves and become 2160 in a second. So let's give it a couple seconds. Now we should be good to go. I'm going to pause. Settings, you can see 2160 on the quality. Now let's compare these photos. Without a question, the one at the bottom is more clear and more sharp. It might be hard to pick this up on the video, but the Pro Scaler, it's doing its job. It's upscaling this image right here and making it sharper and even more richer from a color perspective than the one on the top. So it's hard to show it that way, so I'm doing it this way. So here's the S25 Ultra, okay? And here's the S24 Ultra. Right here, take a look at that, and look at how sharper this image is. No question about it. I really hope you can see the difference. Sometimes it's hard to pick these things up on the camera, okay? But the Pro Scaler is definitely doing its job. Now the next thing I want to talk about is One UI 7.0. Now on my S24 Ultra, I am running One UI 7.0 beta number 3. On the S25 Ultra, One UI 7.0 is ready to go out of the box. Not the beta version, the full version. And I do want to show you a couple things that are actually new and exclusive to the S25 Ultra, even with One UI 7.0. So let's dive in and look at that right away. All right, so both of these phones are running One UI 7.0, but this does have more features and they might remain exclusive to the S25 because again, here's One UI 7.0 on the S24. It's the beta, but this is what's going to come to the S24. So let's take a look at the differences. I'm not going to go over every single thing, but here's one example. So when I bring this up, we have the brand new drawing assist. Okay, so the older version is going to be on this one, and that's the same thing. It is known as the sketch to image, but the interface is different, and this one is actually better. So if I draw something here, let's tap over here, and I can also bring an image in, okay, restyle an image, or I can actually do text to image. So I can write something, and it's going to convert that to an image. We don't have that option here. Over here, we only have this option, where I draw something like a car, and I select one of these illustrations, sketch, tap on generate. It's also going to be faster on this one. So I can do that over here, but I cannot do it over here. Over here, all I can do is draw something and just convert that into a, let's see, sketch. And you can see this looks better too. Now, when I tap on generate, look at the waste here. It's going to generate 4 images. This one just did 1, okay? So that used more energy to do so, and it took more time. So on this one, if I want to do one more, I just tap on generate one more, and I get another one, instead of getting 4 at the same time. All right, so that makes it quicker as well. And I can also go over to a different style, illustration, and tap on one more, and it's going to give me that, but it's also going to keep the old ones. On this one, I have to redo the whole thing and then pick an illustration. On this one, I can have them available like this. So that's just one example. The other example is the Gemini Assistant is more complicated here. It is integrated into your phone. So look at this. Research the web for quantum physics. Give me a quick summary.
Quantum physics is the study of matter and energy at the...
Take these notes and save it into my Samsung Notes.
Sure, saved as a note.
Okay, so look at this. It just saved that summary that it researched online into my Samsung Notes application, which is right here. I can read that later, okay? And I can even summarize that if I want to. On this one, I have access to Gemini. I can do this. Give me a summary of quantum physics in 100 words. So I get that. Pause that. I get that here too, but look at this. Save that to my Samsung Notes for later.
First, you'll need to connect
It's not going to do it. It's going to ask me to go to Google Workspace and try to save it there somewhere. Okay? I like this better. When I go to my settings, and if I tap on search, look at this. Over here, I can search with natural language. Over here, I can't. So look at this. Find me the display settings screen resolution. Look at that. It doesn't make any sense. Look at this. Find me the display settings screen resolution. Look at that. So much more precise. It will go to all video related settings with the important ones on the top. So I think the Galaxy AI is going to be better on the S25 overall. We also have this Now Brief over here. So this gives you all-day briefing based on the time, whatever you're doing. Gives you the weather. If you have an appointment, it's going to remind you. Or do you want to turn off the lights in the house before we leave? Much more. If I go to settings, you can pick any content to include and customize it. This is not going to have that. It might trickle down later, but I'm not 100% sure because I have One UI 7.0 right over here. So hopefully it trickles down, but for now, exclusively the One UI 7.0 on the S25 has all these latest features. Now the other thing that impressed me is the brand new 50 megapixel camera. That's the ultra wide camera On the S25 Ultra, it is now 50 megapixels. On the S24 Ultra, it is only 12 megapixels. All right, so with the camera, I'm going to go to the photos on both of these smartphones and take a look at this. When you are in 1x, which is the main camera, on both of these phones, you can go up to 200 megapixels by choosing this option, and that's going to give you an extremely sharp image. You can also go to 50 megapixels. That's only for the main camera, okay? And that's at 1x zoom, as you can see. Look at what's happening here. I have it on 50 and 50 on both of these smartphones, but on the S25 Ultra, I have the 0.6, which is the wide angle camera. So I can go to the wide angle camera now. With the updated sensor, I can take a 50 megapixel wide angle shot. On this one, I can only do 1x, which is not a wide angle. So I have to go back to 12 megapixels, lower quality, then go to wide angle, ultra wide angle right here, and then take the photo. And when I compare these photos, now not these ones over here particularly, but if I'm outside taking a photo of a vista, if I compare those two photos, this is going to be much better, much more detailed. In fact, you might be able to see it right now. And I'm not sure if you can tell it right here. Let's turn off the motion photo for a second. This is all grainy, it's noisy. This is nice and clear, okay? So I'll take that 50 megapixel camera upgrade. And of course, the rest of the camera is still gonna be better. Even though we have the same sensor size for the 200 megapixel main camera, the software and the processor on this one is gonna make it better. It's got higher image processing capabilities with the Snapdragon 8 Elite processor. Let's move on and talk about the battery life, and also I want to talk about the S Pen. Now those are the 5 core things: the price to upgrade, the performance, the better display, One UI 7.0 official version, and the new 50 megapixel camera. But there is one more thing that is appealing, and that's the fact that I am going to get longer battery life on the S25 Ultra, even though both phones have the 5000 milliamp hour capacity. Because the S25 Ultra has a more efficient chip with a larger vapor chamber, and even though the chip is stronger than the older one, it is still able to run longer on a full charge of battery, specifically because of that efficiency. Now, one thing that we lost on the S24 Ultra is the Bluetooth functionality in the S Pen. S25 Ultra has the S Pen, but it doesn't have the Bluetooth functionality. Now, when I asked Samsung, why did you guys take it out? All they said was because it's got very low use by Samsung Galaxy owners. Probably out of 1 million people, maybe only 2% use the S Pen Bluetooth functionality. Now, if that is important to you, that's fine. Don't upgrade. The S Pen function specifically is a downgrade, but the S25 Ultra is not a downgrade compared to the S24 Ultra. It's an upgrade because it has a lot more improvements than one thing that it lost. So even I was a little bit bummed about this because I like the S Pen Bluetooth functionality, but because there are so many improvements and because the cost to upgrade, especially if you're in a country where you get these high trade-in values and all these freebies, the cost to upgrade is so low, I just had to do it. But that's the story as to why I'm switching to the S25 Ultra. Make no mistake, this is the better phone, and I want the better phone. Just because the S Pen Bluetooth functionality was removed, that is not a downgrade. It's only a downgrade for that one specific feature. Like I said, the links to buy the S25 Ultra, if you decide to upgrade, are going to be down below with the exclusive benefits. But if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, drop them down below. Let me know. For now, guys, have a fantastic day.